Now let's look at what happens if we change the capital structure of the firm, and we'll look at this. Here what we're doing is we have the situation where we're going to go from a debt to capital ratio of 0.5 to one of 0.6. Now, originally we had the debt to equity ratio was equal to 1. And so if you sort of think about this, 0.5 is debt, and debt plus equity is equal to 1. All right? So that winds up giving us a debt to capital ratio of 0.5, which is what we have over here, debt to capital ratio of 0.5. All right. So here we're assuming they're going to increase the debt to equity ratio, the debt to capital ratio from 0.5 to 0.6. And what the impact is going to be is the price is going to drop to 92% of face value if they were to make the change. And note that the effect of this is going to be beta. So the only change here with regard to debt is somebody's going to pay less for it. The more debt the firm has, the higher the default risk. So therefore we would expect the yield to maturity to go up and the price to go down. So in this particular case what we see is the price drops from 95 to 92, which implies that the yield to maturity has gone up. So let's calculate that, and we'll go back to Excel to do that. We'll do it exactly the same way. Here we are in Excel, and now the only difference is the price is no longer 95, but minus 92. And so we wind up with a yield to maturity of 6.92%, which is higher than what we had before. So let's go back. In this particular case, what would happen to cost of debt is going to go to 6.92%. Now what we had before was 6.18%. So this increase is solely due to the fact that the debt to capital ratio went from 0.5 to 0.6, and the yield to maturity went up because the default risk premium went up. All right? So then we go, what do you predict would happen to ABC's cost of equity and why? Here we see that the beta goes from 1.1 to 1.25. So we can recalculate our required rate of return to equity as being risk-free rate of return beta times market risk premium. So the risk-free rate of return stays the same. Beta goes to 1.25. Market risk premium still stays at 6%. So this winds up being 12.5%. And again, we see that the required rate of return equity has gone from 11.6% with the debt to capital ratio equal to 0.5 to 12.5% with the debt to capital ratio equals to 0.6.